over the top of them was 68, but the middle portion of these points is so interchangeable. And the interchangeability does mean massive changeable, and the interchangeability does mean massive swings in cash and glory as you head further and further up those tables. We're going to sit ourselves over towards the eastern side, which does, surprisingly, or not so surprisingly with the circle look that we've seen from them, Yangon Galacticos in a great position in Paradise Resort.
A team that has proved so much in such a short space of time. Tons of talent, very exciting to watch, and I think it's been quite an amazing storyline with how obviously some of us were looking at this thinking, yeah, okay, you're kind of making it work, but is the consistency there? Is this sustainable? Is this repeatable? And I mean, all we've had from the playoffs has been a big resounding yes again and again and again.
It's been more of that, please, the entire time. For Yangon Galacticos, their maneuvers have been sound. It has been smart when it needs to be. Some god grenades been sent over the top from this team. No individual player really strikes out either over on Yangon Galacticos. There has been some moments of absolute domination from some of those players in key moments, but it's a different player each time stepping up to the plate to deliver for that squad. And I think that's what makes them so great, is that the players all can perform at such a high level. No one's lagging behind on that team. Everyone's running in lockstep with one another. There's a couple of teams we'll be focusing on this match, and this is one of them right here. It's Weibo Gaming. Currently in third place on 82 points, having a real standout here for their region, with some legendary names on board, such as Order right here.
For Order, he's quite consistently been bringing the gavel down on teams inside of these lobbies. We've seen his impact time and time again, but this whole squad goes explosive like the bow that Sook likes to play with so consistently. And right now they're thrown into a clash versus Horra. First tag's good. Able to knock the opening man here into the last day of action. Takes down Jiggle. Backline for No Fear.
Order goes down pretty quickly as well, playing behind the stairways, but Horra's taking a sideswipe angle here. I think Team Secret starts to get slightly involved. Sky moves up, but he's in the grass, waiting like a blade of grass to stab and strike from the back.
He's getting these audio cues as well. All about timing for this one. Slowly makes his move forward. The jump up from Sky might have given the game away, but the periphery wasn't spotted. He instantly engages. Angle peek as well. Good tag from Sleepy. The bite back. It's a hefty hit. Looking for more.
33Z steps up though. We'll find him on a beautiful DBS shot. And Weibo, they've been taking knocks here and there, but this is a resounding success from this team. And again, it's a real fast start here for Weibo Gaming. They know that they need big elims on these matches if they hope to catch up to APG as well as Yangon Galacticos.
No Fear, the opposite of his name at the minute, man. You are going to be sweating bullets. Head down. Hope to avoid being just an additional point on that markup, because like you say, they'll be grabbing those with both hands. Already some more action from the squads that are at the top. It's Alpha that are back on screen. Looking for a bit of a drive-by. A couple establishing shots that were thrown out towards Fireflux.
Weibo Gaming get themselves back up on their feet now, all four players. Alpha Gaming on our screens, down towards the southwest side, coming in contact with Ida probably quite soon, alongside with their Turkish brethren in Fireflux, who are just off towards the east. This is around Quarry. Not an easy position to play, honestly. Will siphon a lot of teams down towards the south side. And they'll have to break fast on either the east or the west. Yangon Galacticos, though, targeted. And why not? Give yourself extra time if you Regnum Kaya, who've had some okay games, honestly, currently at 74 points, but they'd like to bit further up the leaderboards after such success over towards PMGO and overall from this team. They want to extend these playoffs as much as possible.
They would need to climb. And like you say, that's starving out these teams from being able to get themselves into a position to win off of that smash rule. The longer the day goes on, the better. Here, opportunities could present themselves. It's Loxing who's hoping to lock in with the barrage of bullets, but the instant response, that was so quick.
The 180 off that one, what was that? If you're Regnum Kaya, you're thinking to yourself, I'm working against a reaction speed machine. That's terrifying. That would scare me. That would really scare me. It's like Regnum Kaya now realize that they need to be instantaneous on a knock. They need to get this team shot on board quickly now, because they know they can't take any of these quick stabs in the dark. If they're not successful, immediately Yangon Galacticos is going to know the position.
If that's not a good litmus test of what their form's looking like today, I don't know what is. That was absolutely balmy, mate.
They're wired right now. They are wired.
They know it's at their fingertips. The trophy, the title, the lion's share of the prize money. Oh boy, you talk Alliance, and maybe there's a couple looking for an opportunity to pounce 4 Thrives on a bit of a rotate around.
From the north side. Coming down towards the south now. We'll see if they just wrap around. Yangon Galacticos actually sets themselves up nicely on this eastern edge. There's a very, very good area of escape here for them, but the circle will center up on the eastern island, giving both Regnum Kai and Yangon Galacticos a nice springboard here from Paradise Resort. Both Thrives are going to make their way down, though. It looks like they're heading towards the southern arena here, just on the northern precipice of Paris Resort. In the meantime, Alter Ego, who we spoke about a lot, not so much in this game so far, as we were focused over towards Weibo and APG slightly earlier, but another team in 4th place, 78 points. They're slightly further away, but they are the top of the middle of the pack, I would say, in terms of point scoring.
Alpha Gaming. Their move bit by bit here. Quick scan from Doc up on the elevated angle. We'll see if he can catch whiff of anyone's positions and get a read on this. Alter Ego not far out, just over towards boot camp.
There's a weird one for us as well, Jackie. The announcement from James Yang earlier, this is likely the final ever Sandhog will cast.
Kind of crazy, man. It's always a fun map. Provides for some very interesting games. But hey, Rondo's looking exciting.
That it is. So we'll make the most of this one. I know it's not any secret, as I say it multiple times, especially to the audience at home, that Sandhog has always been one of my favorite maps and holds a special place in my heart for the chaotic action. And that's what I'm looking for towards the end of this map, to look to secure those match points for certain teams towards the top to set themselves up nicely, to tee themselves off into match 2 and 3.
Weibo, shots downrange. It's the RX that are on screen now. We get their POV. Nades over the top. Nice. So good. Right on top of order. And look at the follow-up. The downtime on that is pinpoint. Great communication to get that opening conversion instantly blank. No opportunity to reply.
Yeah, Order wasn't getting away from that no matter what. Even if he tried to crawl inside the rock, those nades would have still done the trick. So Weibo Gaming are forced off of this one, and 3 elims is not enough so far. They need more off the back of this one, and right now they're sandwiched between 4 Thrives, DRX, Horrors underneath them, Team Secrets guarding out towards the west. Smile did move down from Yangon Galacticos over towards a small shack on the south side, which gives them a comfortable position, an anchor point for the rest of the team to drag themselves over towards. But Weibo, they lose Order, they lose Sook. 2 very prominent players on the team are now down. He and 33Z will now need to move off. This is not the game they wanted to start off things with, and like we said, there were so many teams around them.
You're just being pushed from pillar to post as well. It was 4 Thrives that found the stab onto the second player, with Zook being taken out of commission. They try to bail on it. Team Secret catch vision, fire shots their way, soften them up. And ahead of them, it's Alter Ego. So no matter where you go, you are terrified at this point.
Next circle coming in fairly shortly now over towards stage 3, and we'll see where this bad boy ends up, because I think a lot of teams would prefer it not to go down towards Quarry side, where Ida, E-Arena, as well as Fireflux currently are placed. Much easier prospects over towards this area of the map. A lot of nice little bits of high ground to play around outside of boot camp. APG currently just guarding though. for Thunder Talks, who are coming in from that western side. Falcons haven't found a home. Still in the blue, down towards Cave. They have to wait things out. There's a lot of teams that move through Camp Charlie.
Looks like we're getting some Rondo gameplay early, because those bird cages are going to be startled when they make their move over towards the zone. Non-Shin Red Force ready for the clash, but we're already thrown into one. There's Valax unloading. The DBS rattles back over, though, and 4 Thrives might come unstuck. You think you finished the job, and T24 has to do it himself from the backline. A messy engagement. Noki's gone. You can at least get that pick-me-up play back over onto Falak. Unless another squad pulls up. Regnum Karia as well, being headhunted by SayCloud. That's another point to the tally for Yangon.
Bad start for some of these teams though, Jackie. Weibo down to 1 player on a sliver of HP. DRX out with all 4 players down. Not a lot of eliminations to speak of. The 2 terrors towards the top, towering over the rest of the lobby. It is the twins in Yangon Galacticos and APG, just 1 point apart.
You can feel a bit of a different air with how these teams are approaching it today as well. The importance on each of these points. And for Yangon, the path ahead of them could be found with resistance from Power. A team that have been no strangers to picking up big elimination games here on Sanhok.
APG playing this out very slow at the moment. They know they need to. This game's about getting over match point. And I think for APG, it's a slightly different story for them because it's quite an aggressive team. For Yangon Galacticos, they sort of just need to play their own game. They'll have to switch things up too much playing on the outer edge. But for APG, this is where they'd go to die right now if they're not able to get over that match point early in the day. Yangon Galacticos is able to fix that one for themselves. Right now, I'd say APG is playing a smart game. They're not trying to push too far. They're securing that location on the western side. They do not want to be backstabbed. This is nice. This is nice. They can certainly play this one. They're keeping it all nice and calm, which is kind of uncharacteristic for that team, but they have been making these adjustments where it's required during these playoffs, and it has been so fantastic to see a more controlled approach for Alpha Gaming.
Yeah, it's been wonderful to watch. And they've been running those more passive games. We've seen that on Sanhok from them. Placements have been huge, and especially at this point, getting those placements, getting into that smash zone, that could be a whole different story. We get the shift on the zone as well. Team Secret, not in a bad spot whatsoever, centered up with some cover to play with.
Emre taking down Redox as Falcons made a quick rotate towards the center of the circle, going for a lot more of these recently. APG trying to move through the circle. This is slightly late. They cleared the western side, but they were bold on their push rods towards the east. Joel's already down. Reefus is knocked out the vehicle. Oh, it's a dangerous gambit, Jackie.
It's a very deadly game they're playing. Trying to focus on so many different angles because of where they found themselves trapped. Limited cover to play with. Shots in the backline still coming in from Doxy. Ahead of them, it's he that's also trying to take peaks back over. In the meantime, Horra go out. Seems like Power have kicked off the fight versus Yangon as well. And SayCloud, that one gets stolen away from Regnum Karia, whilst 4 Thrives continue the fight versus E-Arena, and Alpha Gaming just try and find some form of cover.
SayCloud going down, very dangerous for Yangon Galacticos considering how strong he's been for the squad. They do get a re-knock, but now Yangon Galacticos down to 2 versus the 3 coming through from Power. Al-Haji is fully flushed out there. So a 3v3 effectively, unless another player goes down, dropping Yangon to just 2. In a similar boat with APG in those moments. Smile gets taken down by Ragnar. A match point might just not be found in this match as Yangon Galacticos are out.
A sigh of relief for many other teams in the lobby with Power pulling off that play. Their eyes lighting up as they see the Elim feed starting to fill with Yangon's name. But for Alpha, the journey continues. Fragmented though, down to the 2 players, just Doc and Reefus that are trapped apart from one another. Bullets out from Rufus onto the back of Doc C. He's trying to take the peaks on this.
Tough game now for Alpha Gaming, just the two players. This is really rough. Rufus hits the deck also. This is Alter Ego, almost about to lose Krypton at distance from Tizzy. Out in the blue. You'd be furious if you're Alter Ego. This was a very, very good opportunity for them to catch up in the rankings.
For Nonshin, I don't think this will be a Dr. Dre play. They won't forget about Doc trapped in behind the rocks. Via Flux taking the head-to-head versus Regnum Cario with a third party from Team Secret as well. Tizzy has already shown us how much turmoil he can cause in this lobby with the shots over onto Krypton of Alter Ego. You get the replay here of a very important fight as well. That was Power versus Yangon that resulted in them going out.
Alter Ego's doing great work. Moana with a big nade. Hits the double. Alva's been taking some nice shots from Alter Ego, and that's outside in the blue, making the most of this zone, but he knows he's got to get back in because just like that, the play zone was doing a huge amount of damage. I think he just about made it through, but that's another great nade from Tizzy over towards Rosemary, leaving them down to just the one player. Where is that nade going? Got no more left now. Wasn't able to confirm over towards Rosemary. Alva's back up on his feet. Moana's dropping the smokes.
Tizzy's trying to get in close range. Wants to put the shot into good use. Tag from the side. Alva gets the visual on him. Nade up from the teammate. Good peek back in. It's Binny in the back that hits heavy with the DBS. You're going for the pickup. The car drives by. Moana runs into the barrel and goes down. See you later, Alter Ego.
Almost all of our big ticket teams are down now. Regnum Kaya, DRX, Alter Ego, Weibo. But it's Alpha Gaming surprisingly getting Rufus back up on their feet. This game's not done yet for this squad.
It seems like they smell blood in the water off the fight from Alter Ego. The bounce on the nade. That one's going to arc you back up and get you a little bit clammy in the hands. Rufus has 4 nades of his own to reply with. Casts one in close. Binny rocks over. They can play off one another. That's the manpower advantage they have. And Rufus, he's on an island. The nade bouncing over the top as well. Reply with the molly to force him out of position. He's being burnt, cooked in position. They just need to get close to finish him.
Gets tagged by the flames as well, and that will be Rufus going down here. Now just Doc, the big man himself. 27 elims during the playoffs. It is a massive result for a singular player here. Can he hold his own? At least get themselves some more points going into the next match to make that match point slightly easier. For Yangon Galacticos, it's 8 that they need to breach in our first angle of the day, and Doc's out, and it's Power of all the teams to make it happen. Making these games interesting, taking down both Yangon and APG, the Giant Slayers.
Heavy is the hand from Power today, as they are running through these teams. They take the fight to 4 frags from distance as well. Confidence to split. It's easy that was able to strip Falak out of the competition.
4 frags, not doing too badly on this match. 9 eliminations. Good result for them. Nice shot through from IQ. Once again over towards Easy, being left behind as Vahedon has to wrap back round again to wrap Vahedon with bandages. Get Easy back up on his feet as quickly as possible because this blue is starting to push in and it hits hard. That might be both of them going down. In fact, Vahedon's very lucky to get out of there as quickly as he did.
Had me scared, man. The drive through the blue, the wide turning circle. The play zone still going to nip at the heels of Easy as well. So it's starting to go south for Power bit by bit. 4 frags taken to pieces as well. Team Secret engage on top of them. Nonshin Red Force just watching. Biding their time. You've got the 2-player push-up close towards the Falcons that are catching whiff of this.
Cole and Ralph. Deadly duo here. The IGL. And the slayer of squads, Koa himself. Good nade up from Zizzy. More Molotovs thrown through, just delaying what Falcons can do here. The blue's going to force them out into an unfavorable engagement between them. There's a car coming in.
Nice Team Secret having a bit of a scout on that one. See if they want to commit to it. Zizzy on the peak-up, only able to grab one. The boa constrictor himself poises. Hits back. Oh, straight into the nade. And goodbye, Falcons, as Team Secret shut them down. Power are still in play, but of course, it's only that duo that remains alive right now.
Team Secret whispering death in the ears of these other teams. A nade over the top, it looks to go fairly long, bounces over the top, a huge amount of damage off the back of that one. No team is inside the circle. Nongshim Red Force taking this time to move out towards the south side and get some big angles. Another nade up towards the backside of Power there, should be going down now. Ragnar attempts to deny the points, but it's slightly late. It's Team Secret up against Nongshim, a 3v3.
So many wide open sight lines to work with. Zizzy realizes he's got to get up close and provide some cover for himself, but it's an instant connection. First man falls, leaving only two. They can't play to get him back up. They've got to focus on the crosshairs instead.
That will be Nongshim Red Force taking the first chicken dinner of the day. What a fantastic result for them. I mean, to be quite frank, from their region, Nongshim Red Force plays extremely strange throughout this entire tournament. It's a whole different style because we're used to very defensive kind of plays from that region overall. But Nongshim Red Force shows us a completely different, deadly, angry side from that team.
We've seen them running headfirst into danger time and time again. This is another one of these games where they come out swinging. Exciting stuff, though, with Power causing that struggle in the lobby, taking the fight to the teams that are so close to that point barrier and making it uncomfortable, giving other squads a chance now.
They've just painted a target on their back.
Oh, yeah.
Power's made some very powerful enemies in this game. But I don't think they'll be stopping anytime soon. I like that they're just playing these games out with not a care in the world. They just want more points on board. But the same can be said for a lot more teams. Getting towards their angle. No team on match point just yet.
Cybertron's future is near. Autobots, roll out! Reeks of weakness. Which reignites my spark. We'll crown a new lord of Cybertron. Roll for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
Well, Nongshim Red Force here gets a big Sandhawk win to get them into day number 3 of the grand final here for PMWC, but also those top teams shut down to start off day number 3. Joining me, Neptura, as well as Max Man, to talk about this one. Max, Nongshim Red Force, actually, we spoke about it at the beginning of the day. These wins for these teams, even if they're not able to challenge for number 1 by the end of the day, this is still big wins potentially for these teams.
If you get in the top 5 at the end of today, you're going to make big money at the end of this one. So, of course, they had a ton of eliminations, get the 10 placement points. We'll have to see when the leaderboards pop up to see how much of an increase they really got. But Nongshim Red Force, if there's any point in time you want to get a win, it's right now, especially on the very last Sandhawk of this year currently when it comes to globals. So that's going to be a very impactful one for their team.
21 points go their way. Team Secret gets 13. 4 Thrives has come alive once again. But Nongshim Red Force here, Neptura, to focus on the winners here for a moment. They had the compound and they had some great transitions afterwards.
Yeah, I really liked how they played this, actually. You saw them take advantage of, in that zone in the mid-game, one of the only easy entry points that circle had to offer. They actually had a split down onto the southwest side, blocking that entry point. You know, APG do come through a little bit, but those other teams, they had to actually fight to get into the zone. And so actually Nongshim were able to just farm eliminations after that.
I mean, the compound is quite good. Though you're looking at this first page of the leaderboards for this match, guess who we're not seeing? No Yangon Galacticos, no Alpha Gaming.
Hooray.
They're not in the Smash Run just yet.
I want more games.
I want 6 games if we can. Going on to the second page, here you go. Yangon Galacticos, 2 eliminations. Alpha Gaming, 1 placement point. There's still enough time for these teams to try and play catch up.
No, definitely. Only the 2, only the 1. So we will see a little bit of an opportunity here for the rest of this lobby to really do something about it. Again, it's a bit of it's almost insurmountable try and catch up to where they are currently here, Neptura. But we've seen crazier things, like, for example, Alter Ego in a group stage day, right? 78 points on a day. So some of these teams are very capable of huge point gains.
Right, they are. And Alter Ego actually didn't have too bad of a game in that Sandhawk. So it is going to be interesting to see what they can do in the bigger maps in those Orangles, right? But yeah, Nongshim for Thrives, Team Secret as well, able to just push through those points, get as many eliminations as possible. It is nice to see that as we look over at the top damage dealers, we're seeing those names coming in, but none of them are the top teams.
You know what I'm seeing, Max Man?
Which one? What are you looking at?
Sandhawk numbers right now. This is...
Oh, I waited for that. That's been a while.
That's been a while, hasn't it? There's not, you know, some decent limbs here and there, but nothing huge coming out from our Sandhawk.
It's all over the place. You know, these numbers are going to be very consistent between all the teams. Actually, I was talking about Nongshim Red Force. They're fighting, which is not quite what we see. Nongshim Red Force like to have a central compound. We wait, we chill, we get the points, we get a few eliminations that just naturally come our direction. No, here, actually, you mentioned it a little bit earlier here, Niptro. Sweep flipping the western side, getting involved versus Alpha Gaming, versus the side of Alter Ego, trying to also third-party fights on the southern side. I think it was against Falcons. They were so involved. They're hungry for that massive prize pool increase in the leaderboards.
They're actually being proactive for once, which so far we've not seen from them at all. But you're right. You know, they're sweeping that southwest side. They're moving on to Alter Ego. They're clearing that team. They're moving back down to the south side. It did get a little bit hairy. I thought they took a little bit too long. They slowed right down up against Falcons. But once that was cleared, they were able to take advantage of this fight happening to regroup and then spread out again over the south side and able to take that chicken.
Yeah, I was going through the replays. I think one very important thing that needs to be stated about Nongshim Red Force is they were using the rocks to their full advantage. They were getting so many angles, and of course, when you're looking at Team Secret, you're looking at power. They're going downhill. They only have a few trees. If you have the off angles, there's really not much these teams can do against you. So Nongshim Red Force had a great map knowledge here at the end of this match.
Also a little bit of a dichotomy between a lot of their previous wins and this one, right? Because this one wasn't just sitting in a compound and waiting for the game to come to you. This was a bit more proactive from Nongshim Red Force.
It was. It was really nice that they took the zone rather than have the zone handed and still do something or not, as we've seen before. It was really nice that they were like, hey, that zone over there, it's ours. But here we go. Overalls. Fourth place coming into this one game.
Okay, Max, they came in at what, 11th today?
They were in 11th position before this one. 11th place is $50,000 if you stay in that position at the end of today. If you're in 4th position and they remain there, that's $120,000. That's possibly a $70,000 chicken dinner that's just been secured by Nongshim Red Force.
That's terrifying. That is terrifying. I don't know if I could keep up with that kind of pressure. That's crazy stuff coming in from them. But again, look how close it is between all of those teams. Now, again, to get this over the barrier here, Yangon and Alpha did not have a good start to today. So their points are barely shifted. Maybe an opportunity to try and catch up with them, but still all eyes will be focused on that position.
Yeah.
Wait, so I want to jump on this one. Fourth Rise also jumping up. They were initially in 8th position, if I'm not mistaken, with 68 points. Also pretty big jump. We said it, top 5. Prize point increase is significant for Pakistan. This first game was an absolute banger.
That'll be 100,000 or 110. I'm not quite sure. I'm not, without me checking it right now, but yeah, big jumps are still very much available here for PMWC. One question, whilst we take a look at our 9th through 16th as well here, Neptura, is that the last time we get to see Sandhawk for a while? Now that Rondo's coming in.
I'm so sad. Hey, it was a great Sandhawk to end on. Hey, yo.
I prefer Rondo. I'm happy.
No, it was a good one to end on. I think it was a really nice Sandhawk to end on. Yeah. The thing I want to mention, though, just very quickly, is that if I was APG, if I was Yangon after that game, I would be concerned because those 3rd to 6th teams all placed there, they were the ones who stepped up massively in this game. 4 Thrives, WBG were there. You had Nongshim Red Force as well, right? All those teams right behind starting to step up. What do we see in Erangel?
Well, let's look at it. Well, let's see who's been able to perform so far. Yangon Galacticos up at number 1 here for our Erangel so far. Weibo, though, Max, you've had your eyes on them to be able to do something?
I mean, yeah, their angles have been so good, but they just get a little bit too hyper-focused on specific fights. If they can see the bigger picture, possibly here, they can try and rise up to the occasion, actually start breaching that top 2 position. The price point increase would also be quite significant getting into that top 2. But Weibo, I said it earlier, Suk, we love you with the explosive bow. Maybe it's time for the S12K. Maybe that change of weapon can actually give them an opportunity to have even more team fighting capabilities to rise up in the leaderboards.
For them, I'd also like to see them actually take a few better angles. I think they split up quite effectively, but I want to see a few more alter ego angles coming into that. I want to see that influence because I think those angles are so beneficial for certain teams that I think that actually Weibo would actually do well to be influenced by that.
Let's get to it then. We have 3 Erangels potentially here for the last day of PMWC as we head over to the grassy pastures for game number 2 of the day here with our commentators.
Thank you very much. Kale and everyone on the desk. It's been exciting and you can feel the anticipation at the storyline starting to build. But we appreciate you switching over to us so we can give you the breakdown. Of course, if you want to stay up to date in your own way and follow all of the action, head on over to the official map feed so you can check it out and follow it exactly how you'd want to with a full lay of the land. And you'd need it, Blank, because we are at the precipice of greatness for so many teams. Of course, though, because of that man on your screens and the incredible power roster taking the fight to our top dogs, they were starved out from being able to break into that 128 barrier.
Want to keep tabs on these teams 100% because right now there is certain jump ups which, like Max says, are worth a whole lot of money. Nongshim Red Force, they can stay up towards the top of those tables. Might have just salvaged their performance here in the playoffs.
They very well might have. But it's time once again. Glue your eyes to your screen, strap yourself in with those seat belts that you're going to need, and keep your arms inside of this vehicle at all times as we're going back in to those beautiful lush pastures that come before us. Let's get into this one, Blank, and see how things are going to start to shape up once again here today.
Right now we're at the vertical drop, just waiting for this ride to get underway as we're in the plane heading down from Kameshki all the way through to the western side in Quarry. While teams get themselves out in action, Weibo going to be out a little bit later down towards Primorsk unless they go for a slightly different drop here. Oh, but look at the drop in points right now, Jackie. 85 points down to 77 in 10th place. We've got triple 77s across the board from Regnum, Kaya, Power, and Ida here. Oh, it's nasty. Real nasty.
Whole lot of sevens, but will they be lucky? That's the question. Or will it be the wrath of some of our top players back out, proving they're the top dogs in the lobby again today? Doc has been living up to the name. It has been surgically clean.
3 players that we talked about a lot here, Doc, Rosemary, Falak, all putting on a performance of a lifetime in this one. Davot with a 405 meters. I think that's breaking the record. Crazy stuff coming through. Nongshim Red Force straight down towards the south side, looting around yellows. Falcons, as per usual, in Pachinki. But check out this circle, heading directly southeast into the uncomfortable trees, the dead woods. Will these teams be able to get themselves out alive, though? And across that match point barrier, not possible for teams in 3rd and 4th place at the moment. All eyes on Yango and APG.
You can see them parachuting in here. The Alpha squad that have shown us that they mean business. An uncomfortable rotate for them back on Sandhawk that resulted in a fragmentation of that team, Blank. Starved down just to Doc before they were taken out of the runnings.
But a comfortable rotate here, actually, if they can head down towards Sosnovka military base. They're fully committing for this one. I think that maybe in different times they wouldn't go for it. 4th Rise are at their back, though, so they need to get a move on, get sprinting at the moment. But if they can get down towards Sosnovka, they can make a comfortable rotate over towards that eastern bridge. We'll see if anyone tries to hold them out, but likely Thundertalks are going to hold in Milta. Some nice shots over towards Top, who does have to drop down, takes a bit of damage from that leap as well. This is a slightly sad start, but it should get better, unless 4th Rise tries to get involved in this one.
It'd be a risky maneuver for him to full commit, full sand, hop behind the wheel, put the pedal to the metal and chase them down. But they're still raining out shots. IQ is the tool for the job as well.
QSS, not the best weapon in the world, but when you've got no vest, no helmet, it will hurt, and comes pre-installed with that scope. Just like acrobatics on display like that from APG.
The outlines.
Yeah, parkour in the entire time.
Oh, it's good.
Leaping over railings, getting through the girders. Bit of a
terrifying, man.
Yeah, a bit of a jungle gym for them.
Just constantly trying to get out of there, keep their noses clean, but already some obscene plays thrown into the mix. Nongshim Red Force up against Fire Flux there. Matcat being able to find one of those for free.
I'll tell you what, as much as some of the players from Nongshim Red Force have very much frustrated me in the past, I do respect that no matter what, they're just going to keep giving it. They're going to keep being aggressive. They're not changing anything. And I think that's a mindset that can really affect you going into the finals, where you want to play passive, you want to get those points, you want to get placements on board. But for Nongshim Red Force, fair enough. Some of these engagements, some of these fights, you're going to mess up. You're going to do something a little insane. But here in the playoffs, I welcome a bit of insanity.
Now's the time to pull it out. This was the opening knock onto Doc C. From distance, Matcat being able to spot onto that one and restrict him. Alter Ego as well. A little establishing shot of that rotate round from Regnum Karia, but one man's trapped amongst it. Oh, Loxy, you have been left hung out to dry as the rest of the team realized they had to commit to the getaway, so they find that one for free.
Origo started off pretty quickly on that last game, looking to do it again here. They get themselves down into a nice position on that southeast side. Sadly, Regnum Karia will lose a player off the back of that. But they're no strangers to these types of circles. Usually do have a fair amount of success on them. Losing a player at this stage of the game does hurt them, though.
Power versus Thundertorts. Okay, Power. Let's see if the energy levels are still carrying on from the prior game. They were forming a fist and punching their way through this lobby pretty convincingly. They find Jin getting knocked down immediately. No one else really around to assist as well.
Power pushing up. This is not a bad spot for Power either. They can play this. Regnum Karia do move up. Bumper cars in play. Easy's attempting to get out of there. Bullets raining on the vehicle, but not quite hitting their mark.
I'm surprised he was actually able to get out there so confidently. I mean, you've just crashed straight into him, no follow-up from it. He gets away, and obviously for Regnum Karia, you're at a disadvantage fight. That would have at least been an equalization in the battle of attrition. If they took down Easy, it would have been a 3 versus 3.
They could have probably pulled that game out a little bit longer. I think for Yangon Galacticos, though, as well as APG, they're one of the few teams out on the western side and down towards the south that just have not found a home here over towards that southeast side, where most teams are confirming their position. There have been a couple of times where we've seen more teams spread out over towards Mansion and around Shelter, and likely on this circle it does center up around Mini Milter as well as Milter itself. And this is the smart choice from all sending central. Does give some more time for squads on the outer edge to play this game slowly, though.
DRX back on screen here as well. DRX, again, another team that was looking relatively impressive whenever we've seen them in terms of those later circles. The communication's been really good. Hyunbin's had some huge pop-off plays as well. It's always fun to watch. On this one, they get a lot of time to ponder and think. Team Secret, of course, you had that late finish, coming second in the previous game. See what they can do here. It's Saycloud that's just off in the distance. And Bernat that gets contact. Few shots fired in towards the vehicles, trying to trace them down. Hefty chip.
It's not a bad shot towards Jack. He has to switch vehicles, though. Knows that that buggy is not long for this world. We'll just heal up using the bandies. The Yangon Galacticos similarly in a rough scenario. We're heading over towards stage 2. They've not quite found themselves over towards the circle just yet. We're waiting for that shift, because if it is down towards Milter Power or Milter Way, suddenly becomes very, very hard for a lot of these teams that are rotating in late to get too much success off the back of it. APG's just been sitting pretty down towards military base this entire time. Oh, okay. That is a big one. That's going to create a real traffic jam down that southeast side. Hard to rotate up on the east around the crates here, Jackie. Oh, dear, dear me. Not a bad opportunity for the boys over on APG, though, to sidle in over towards that eastern bridge and get a loot crate delivered to them on the way.
Yeah, potential as well, with all the team's focus being turned ahead of them with the swift rotations that now have to be made. But they could backdoor into it. Fire Flux straight in versus Power as well. Seems like Al-Haji is swiftly been handled. And you get the follow-up onto Fahidan. So already you're able to strip them down to just 2 players on Power. Easy sprints into the building. Oh, good for the first with the DBS, but Ketch replies straight back.
Easy was locked in there. You see the way he was moving? See if he was inside the match itself. Power is now forced to send away with just Ragnar on side. This was a horrible shift on the circle back up towards the northwest, but gives a great opportunity now for Yangon to play out a smooth game.
that can be done for this team. For Fireflux, she'll take all the bells and whistles that come with that nice crash over onto power as well. Steal away all the additional supplies, reset yourself and focus up. This is the RX that have been ushered further around with the readjustment on the zone, just inches away from Nongshim Red Force. They peek out through the window, seeing if they can find anything from this. Better be careful though, Tizzy and Binny have been very lethal today.
I mean, Doxy is a nice long-range player, quite good in the close quarters combat as well, but the Tizzy, Binny show fair few times. Does sound almost like a cartoon, to be honest with you.
They get some solid reviews though. Ratings would be through the roof of how they've been playing.
On at prime time. It is exciting watching Nongshim Red Force. APG finally making this move. Like I said, they got a loot crate delivered to them, which was awesome. Ida is holding though. It's a smart maneuver from Ida. One that might just pay off, especially if they are confident that APG is going to be moving through late, which possibly means here that APG is going to have to wait on the outer edges. Top goes for something very aggressive. They're going to try and swipe right over towards the beachhead and deny those sight lines, and Ida has absolutely nothing to say about it.
Yeah, it looked like they were clued into the situation. We're going to hold this in a nice crossfire, but instead you kind of leave one man out. Dark hit. To jump in the back of the buggy and try and make a quick getaway. They're not at a disadvantage, but you get over the bridge and back onto the main road.
Back over towards the east. Prison. Limited cover in some of these areas. Prison does set yourself up nicely up towards the rocky outcrops and the high ground, but no one's really sending into prison unless it's a desperate maneuver. So that cuts out a little bit of playing space. I can't imagine we're going to have 16 teams going into Zone 4 though.
Something will start to change soon. Top. Offering up a short back and sides to Ida. Trying to trim them down from a distance on the coastline. Meanwhile, DRX thrown into a third-person fight as well there versus Fireflux.
Yeah, and got Galacticos going for a wide wrap towards prison side. I think it's a smart maneuver as well, Jackie, all things considered, because they know a lot of teams must have shifted back up over towards the northwest and might have left those areas a little bit more dry in terms of players. It's a bit of a bold maneuver, but with the information you have, it's probably the best informational play you can go for at this stage of the game, especially if you're just trying to stay quiet and get over that 128-point mark. He's not down.
Damn. Tried to get the quick connection off. Rapid peek in. Great follow-up. And that's how Thunder Talks get removed. So that's that first squad falling now. We get our answer.
Yeah, Thunder Talks out. I mean, they've just not had the greatest of playoffs, really. In 36 points. The bottom of the tables. DRX, though, comfortably will hold on to that one around Milter. But they've got further to go. And here's APG, in fact. Looking to get the toothpick out and clean out the remainder of DRX inside of Milton. If they can do that, they will control nicely down towards the south edge, and they know that DRX has been forced in an uncomfortable spot now.
Ooh, this is problematic though. Top further ahead. They're able to find that angle into the building and get the knock on him. That's from way back up on the hillside with Fireflux.
Doc, why are we faking that? That's a crazy maneuver. I get that, you know, he has teammates that can come in, but what are we going to do? Another teammate comes through, peaks, almost goes down. Potentially might have had 3 players going down there, losing durability on helmets and vests. Just get your boy up, all right? Top's probably shouting it, like, just res me. Like, that's all I need right now.
First on the drive-by inside of that hovercraft, all the bullets smashing into it. He's getting torn to shreds as well. So many squads having vision onto him.
Very, very overzealous maneuver. I don't quite know what was going on in his head at that moment in time. I know they want to get into the circle, but you've got bare information going into it. There's plenty of players that can sit around those hilltops as well. I suppose he thought he could get further in the hovercraft, but there was some serious team shots onto that vehicle. And I know that a lot of players hate how that hovercraft can get players and teams into pretty notable areas of the map. So as soon as they see it, they see red.
This to me is starting to look a little bit like Alpha coming into this one, maybe quite antsy today. Some of the decision making, the way they're jittering a little bit. Feels like the nerves might be there, the pressure that could potentially be put on them and from the environment we're in here on Smash Sunday.
It's always so uncomfortable not hitting match point game 1, because then it sends you in a bit of a spiral where every single game, therefore, if you're like, well, we just need a passive game, just need 10 points. That's all we need to grab in these matches. Let's kind of pull this back. Let's reassess the scenario going forward. Play your own game. Don't think about Smash rules. Especially for Yangon and APG, they were so far ahead, it doesn't matter. They just need to play out a regular match of PUBG Mobile for themselves, eventually hit that marker. What is happening? T24, they
Hello.
Max's nade of the day.
तिम्रो साउन्ड त भयो
Max a minimum on that one. We'll forget about that. Focus up on this. Non-Shin Red Force versus Fireflies. Throwing out fists inside.
You sound sound
Get a look in as well and see if they can snatch points from this. As we do lose out on Scarface, Matcap goes down, so the Fireflies cleaned out on this one. Alter Ego with the read over on the side. It's Krypton that's quick to the hit. So with Hyunbin falling, the RX starting to lose some manpower as well.
Yeah, more shots going through. Great rotate from APG, by the way. They saw
Hello.
this fight break out between DRX, Non-Shin Red Force, and Fireflux. That was their direct competition on
Hello.
the north side. They used that moment to swing round to the west. So I really enjoyed that coming through from APG. Don't even want to think about what happened in the Fourth Thrives camp. I think they're quite frustrated with what just occurred.
Yeah, that is a comedy of errors that you will be very quickly clambering to forget. Meanwhile, though, you're going to be having your eyes light up if you're a fan for Yangon, as they're in with 3 eliminations off the back of that.
Oh, getting a read. I'm glad they at least didn't show us the Yangon, though, that is 3 separate teams they've been involved on. It was Team Secret, Ida, as well as Alter Ego. And they just keep going. They just keep going on that one.
At this point, even just off elims alone, I mean, only 4 more to find now. You've already grabbed yourself so much stock inside of this game, and it's very early doors. We're already 17 minutes in.
Yangon Galacticos down towards plenty of teams. And they took advantage of that high ground that Prison affords you on that eastern side. They knew they were lacking information and they're coming in from that northwest, so they change up the game and they use the plane path as well as the circle that came through to identify an area on the map that might be a little bit more open. They can start to develop that intel.
The Arena Gladiators swinging and showing us they're handy with steel up against Team Secret, but the clap back from the hillside is Yangon that try and get a spot down and see if it's worth committing to this one. You know, there's been a fair amount of chip damage, and there's even more follow-up coming in as well.
I think when you look over towards E-Arena as well, the fact that they delay them here almost certainly should count them out, because the circle is going to push them in. They are on the short side of it, so it will take a little bit more time, but all Yangon Galacticos really need to do now is just send a couple of shots, a couple of bee stings down towards E-Arena and keep them locked down.
It's not just that Yangon are playing well, it's that Alpha obviously having a real struggle of a game as well. It's just shown now. You know, the sideline shots that came in from Falcons as they were trying to make their way over. So it's just down to the solo man.
Again, another game where likely APG is not making it over the match point. Rests on the shoulders of Yangon. Should get at least 4 points off the back, or at maximum 4 points off the back of E-Arena. As This moment will be stolen away by Horra. That could have been right there, right then. If they took out the entirety of E-Arena, Yangon would have made it. Need to get themselves into placements range now, though.
I honestly think that's
You guys saw that?
two players that were up, almost feeling like if they went for that one, it would have been worth the risk and reward potential. Falcons back over onto Alter Ego, giving as good as they get, with Nonshin also looking to see if they can snatch away some points from this.
Falcons actually not playing a terrible game right now over towards the south side. They are roaming, they are making sure they keep track of a lot of the players coming through. The circle will start to push E-Arena in. Now for Yangon Galacticos, this is less of a matter about battling against E-Arena and more of a case of battling against Horra stealing away these eliminations.
It's Murna and SayCloud that have basically just had to prevent anyone sneaking in from the backline, whilst the raw focus from Romeo and co is just thrown down the hill onto E-Arena. They're finally getting what they were building into on this one and converting those knocks into full eliminations, take down the squad, mop them up, and keep those elims building. 7 elims, 1 single point away from beating the 128 barrier now.
So Yangon Galacticos just need to get themselves into 8. That's all they need. Krypton tries to take it up towards the Falcons, but they will swing back with the wings, blast them away with the Air Force. Now just Regnum Kaya up top side. Can Falcons make a push through 2 teams? It will be a good result for them and something we've not seen in some time.
So many nades thrown at Toshbik. Had to give up the cover he had to play. Trying to see if he can get an angle. Oh, got the shot back over. It's that backline with Narvalo and Koa. You could completely fragment the Falcons, leave them in a position where potentially they can start to take the fight to them. Silas rocks over as well, makes his rotate in the back of the buggy, looks for the peek up. They might have got the pick-me-up, sure, but can they still hold on to this ground?
Falcons looking over towards Silas, who backs straight back in towards the buggy, hits the deck. Smile with 4 elims on the side of Yangon Galacticos and looking not to let that kind of pace let up anytime soon. He wants to keep on pedaling. Murna now setting his sights over towards Wild. It's a bit more chipped out here.
It's kind of a 3-1 split with how they're playing it as well. I mean, Murna is going in towards Regnam, whereas you've got Smiles still just looking for the vision back over on towards Horra with 2 players in the center there for the quick rotate depending on where the favored fight goes. Meanwhile, Zol, the last man from Alpha, is spotted with a wrap over from 4 Fribes. Oh, Toshbik goes for the peek out, but it doesn't work. Narvalo, quick, hits that one back.
Falcons with 9 eliminations, Jackie. This is a big step up in performance from them today. Weibo as well, getting some good results in over towards 4 Thrives, who have not been thriving on that southwest side. The Falcons, they see weakness, and they'll send in.
Narvalo unloads. The hailstorm hits onto Falak T24. Trying to scrap back, but not much that can be done as Koa will restrict and remove the potential for any comeback for T24 and Koa on that one. So goodbye 4 Thrives. Unfortunately, the Falcons might have finally come unstuck. Shots down on the 3 of the players. Only 1 man remains alive. Meanwhile, Jiggle looking for the head-to-head versus Yangon.
Gigantic game for Falcons, honestly. 11 elims, very, very nice. They won't go any further than that. Weibo Gaming looking to catch up to the Titans at the top of the lobby. Another nade sent through in the Molotov, as well as a nade towards the back, but Romeo will at least hit Jiggle with that molly. Burns him out. In the meantime, Murnat will pick up Silas. Sleepy gets lucky there on that bounce, didn't he?
For Yangon, the job is done of all they wanted to establish on this one, pushing past that 128 barrier and making it to the match point for the smash rule. They're focused now on how far can they go in this game. Strike fear into the other squads with how they've been playing.
Yangon, Romeo's down, and they're going to send in with SayCloud. No fear will be taken out. But they need another game after this one with a chicken dinner. Sky, though, from Horra, put in the work, and Weibo still holding on that south side, Jackie. Good shot from Sky, dear me.
Really crisp stuff.
Hello.
Yangon have finally met their match in Horra with how they've been able to play. Wide open angles and quick shots from Sky. Murnat, though, frustrated, wants to grab even more points for them, push further up the standings, and leave these squads knowing that if you come to the best, you better be able to strike them down.
Weibo needs to get moving, though. Like, this is a fight that they could capitalize off the back of. Yangon needs to push up the hill, and Weibo's had no influence here. Order finally looks over. SayCloud is down, and do the boys want to move over towards his way? He's gathering as much information as possible. Now with the big weapons in the back pocket, looks to put the hurt in. Ragnar with an off angle towards the back. Order jump spotting. SayCloud's still down. Might have just not seen him there.
They've both got so much utility to work with here as well. Position to provide themselves some better sight lines, get those smokes down. Nades for the engage as well. A good range of different placements in terms of where these players are. If the fight kicks off, they can get angles onto you, even if you only slightly peek back into it. Murnat inside of the vehicle. Heavy by Order. There goes the first man.
It's good timing as well. The circle starts to push in. Brilliant timing, in fact. They can delay as much as possible. Will make life very hard for Yangon.
And power. Of course, it was Ragnar that was left as the solo so long ago. The last man representing the organization. Guarding his only exit.
Yeah, just needs to worry about the blue, essentially. And that'll do the trick. Now Weibo can set their sights completely over towards Yangon Galacticos. They have a man advantage, but positioning is not right.
Surprise, SayCloud was able to keep himself alive. He died in the tree in the loot crate. There's a nade that's going to be cast towards his position, but he's topped himself back up. The heal comes through in the nick of time. Meanwhile, the shots uphill are good for damage, but the knock is confirmed onto SayCloud.
Really important knock there coming through from he on a side swipe. Murnat tries to make his way across. A very important game, not only for Yangon Galacticos.
ल्यापटप झ्याप्प बन्द भयो इन्भर्टर आउन्जेलसम्म भयो ठ्याक्क फेरि अन हुँदा फेरि होरा मरिसकेको थियो अचेल के हुन्छ थाहा इन्भर्टरले पनि खोइ इन्भर्टर आउन्जेल झ्याप्प गइहाल्छ ल्यापटप अरू जाँदैन
Knock that came over onto Romeo as well. They've got a great advantage into this one. That's the full confirmation. Burn them down to just 2 players. Still, so much utility left to work with. That's been a difference maker for this team.
Smart plays here for 3Cs. He takes down Murnat, slowly pushing up, and another goes down. And Weibo will find themselves the second chicken dinner of the day. But the big storyline is Yangon Galacticos. They have crossed the line.
That match point smash rule coming into effect. That's what they were hoping for on this outing. And Weibo, it is huge for them, like you said. The difference of being able to vacuum up these points, put themselves into a position where if they keep playing stalwart throughout this day, they could have a chance at the title. It's all to play for, but the intensity that will be building going into Game 3, Blank, the action is going to be palpable in that arena.
The bowstring is pulled
difference of being able to vacuum up these points, put themselves into a position where if they keep playing stalwart throughout this day, they could have a chance at the title. It's all to play for, but the intensity that will be building going into Game 3, Blank, the action is going to be palpable in that arena. Difference of being able to vacuum up these points, put themselves into a position where if they keep playing stalwart throughout this day, they could have a chance at the title. It's all to play for, but the intensity that will be building going into Game 3, Blank, the action is going to be palpable in that arena. Difference of being able to vacuum up these points, put themselves into a position where if they keep playing stalwart throughout this day, they could have a chance at the title. It's all to play for, but the intensity that will be building going into Game 3, Blank, the action is going to be palpable
They see the circle going west, they're going back northeast, meaning all of the teams are focused on the western and southern side. Entry point northwest, northeast is going to be completely open for them. They know how the lobby reacts to that kind of situation. Free entry point, they get into the circle, they play off the back of that. They are so smart on that aspect of the game that for me, that is the main reason why they made it so far going west in PMWC.
At this level, there's a very hive mind mentality of like, okay, we're all going to be in this certain area, we're going to be moved. A lot of these best teams that you see come along now are teams that are already in their vehicles as the circle's popping. Okay, we need to be moving right now in order to be able to, because if you are going for wide rotates, you need to be the one moving first. Otherwise, other teams could leapfrog you. As we take a look now at the overall leaderboards, 137 points, but that point number won't matter for the moment. All Yangon Galacticos has to do is win a game. If they do, they become our PMWC champions.
Please be in the next game. That would be so cool.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be so cool. They've ended on a second place. They've got that smash point threshold done, dusted, out of the way, surpassed by almost 10 points there. If they could come in with that momentum going, heck yeah, we've got it under the belt. We're good to go. Let's go for it. Game number 3 could be our final game here.
So, okay, we know where Yangon Galacticos drop, right? To go straight to George.
Yes.
Question for you, Niptra.
Oh no.
Are they going to be in danger? Is anyone coming for the Yangon Galacticos?
Should they go elsewhere?
They could do that too, actually.
Yeah.
We have seen that before. I think it was it CSA?
Where,
They were like, nah, we're not going to get hot dropped in the final game. No chance. And they actually changed their drop spot without telling anybody. And they did end up almost getting hot dropped there, so they avoided that. So could we see something similar from Yangon? I'm wondering. It's not going to be anybody in the top 5, though. 100% not going to be.
The thing is, you have Zaki available. GMX is not here anymore. If you want to play it ultra safe, just avoid an early fight skirmish. Zaki could be an option, which is, I didn't think I would ever say that.
Yeah, I'd hate that. That's not what I want to hear, Max.
Same rotation path, right? Is nearby Crane. It would make sense.
Anybody in the top 5, though. 100% not going to be.
The thing is, you have Zaki available. GMX is not here anymore. Drop on Everest. Just maybe not. That's going to work. But actually,
Pull an RPG where there's no weapons when you drop. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Actually, we were looking at the second page of the leaderboards. You were talking about Falcons that, again, increasing your rankings, you could get an extra bit of money.
Yeah.
Of course, here now it's match point. We are in Smash Zone. Yangon Galacticos is the one team to currently breach across that. The question on my mind is, how will they play it out? It is very, very high likely that they have never been in this position before. Will they keep their cool? It's time to go to the commentators here for our next Erangel of the day.
A position they've never been in before is a sentence that can describe so much about this team. But all they've been doing is playing to their strengths, pushing further for placements, for eliminations, for the pride of their own home nation. This team has shown that age and experience does not matter. All that counts is what you bring to the grand stage here live at the PMWC. And blank, Yangon Galacticos have been delivering in droves. With the smash rule now in effect, they have the opportunity to walk away as not only the victor of this game, but the victor and new champion of this entire tournament.
So let's shatter, let's smash here on Sunday. Over towards Erangel match 3 of the day, 137. We're above the marker now from Savannah.
Saved by the bell. Didn't even realize was ringing. Mernats rotate, will keep the play, link up with the rest of the squad in the advanced position from Romeo. Has not been forced out, so they can link back up with a loop to play with. Look at how many teams are linking towards one another as well. A lot of squads fights. Alter Ego, no strangers as well, to throw in their hat into the middle.
Wild card inside of this circle, never sure when they're about to strike, about to send a blazing wide swing at you. A real haymaker of a team is that squad.
No strangers as well, to throw in their
When they come a knocking, but be ready, open that door, or at least bar it shut.
card inside of the circle, never sure when they're about to strike. Not shit have been playing. Throw C4 on the door. Anyone in the building won't be breathing no more. Give an opportunity to Doxy. Tizzy as well. Duo. Lethality is shown here from Horra. First punch is thrown out. Hyunbin gets an opportunity to strike back versus the Falcons again as well.
An aggressive rollout here from DRX over towards Pachinki earlier. I don't think the Falcons were quite prepped for it. A lot of times people just leave them alone inside of Pachinki, but with points being so close to one another and big jumps meaning big money, you'll take the advantage from wherever you can, especially on the last day where this is the penultimate Erangel match that we have for ourselves. You're going to pull out all the stops going forward. See Yangon on our screens, the pitcher, see how focused these players are. You'll take the advantage from wherever you can, especially on
I think that's been the interesting thing, right? You know, we were talking about the reaction times way back at the start of the day today, but just the laser focus you see from the body language, that human element of PUBG Mobile. This team have looked like they are here to play. They've been limiting mistakes, focused up mechanically and with communication. That's what's setting them further away. That's what's bringing that.
Hello, boy,
Bro, bye.
boy, audio चे boy अहिले
तिम्रो साउन्ड आइरहेको छैन डिस्कर्डमा पनि
Discord
म्युट छौ
Discord में त म्युटै गरेको छु त उसको लागि boy hello
ब्रो बाई आयो
boy
Bye.
audio चे boy अहिले
तिम्रो साउन्ड 20 मिनेट्स पछि आउँछु
Discord
म्युट छौ
Discord में त म्युटै गरेको छु त उसको लागि boy hello
ब्रो बाई आयो
boy audio चे boy अहिले
तिम्रो साउन्ड 20 मिनेट्स पछि आउँछु
Discord
म्युट छौ
Discord में त म्युटै गरेको छु त उसको लागि boy hello
ब्रो बाई आयो
boy audio चे boy अहिले
तिम्रो साउन्ड 20 मिनेट्स पछि आउँछु
Discord
म्युट छौ
Discord में त म्युटै गरेको छु त उसको लागि boy
To no contest.
Potential for that might change though, with teams looking to steal away some of these superior positions. It's the arena that slowly move forward. Of course, just Redux that's left for Falcons as well. That's Solo, the only one that remains alive.
Circle about to shrink. See where it heads. If it heads back over towards Ruins, Yangon Galacticos know roughly that position is okay to play in. They may just send back that way, but it's Regnum Karya moving out from Sunken down towards the southwest, which might be a deadly team to come up against. The talk sending directly from that south side, as are DRX, and it starts to get a little bit crowded.
Hello, I'm audible. Am I audible?
Taking pot shots over towards Alpha. Meanwhile, Regnum Karya on the drive-by, seeing power all on top of one another. And Doc out on his own. A little bit of backup now to play with. The buddy system in effect. They take the opening shots towards power and have them pinned.
Team Secret able to get across from the rivers on that north side down towards Ruins. A bad play there. APG taking down Krypton from Alter Ego. Not quite flushed out just yet though, and this is a freeway engagement between teams that are not out of the circle yet. There's a shot from Redox over towards Wild, in fact. And Frankie will happily pick up that elimination, dropping Regnum Karya down to 3 on a rollout from Sunken, which, to be honest, they had a lot of real estate to work with.
I didn't expect Falcons to still be flapping their wings on this one. Knock Regnum Karya off kilter, and they suffer because of it. Oh, Reefus with 7 nades in the backpack, and they are so closely grouped. A big nade on target. Al-Haji will not be al-happy with that one as his legs get blown away, and they've still got more to follow up with.
Yeah, it's a massive nade coming through from APG, but no follow-up just yet. They know how crowded the zone is. Another shot from Zyol over towards Alter Ego in Rosemary. Zyol will return back to the rest of the squad here. Alter Ego not finding a very fun marker over in this match as they attempt to come through on that eastern side. Red Force down towards the southwest side of Gatka at the moment in the fields. Yangon Galacticos currently holding a, let's say, a 2-2 split at the moment. Players down towards the south side watching the roads. Romeo inside a compound on the north. Looks like they are going to regroup on top of it now, though, as Loxy starts to get a little bit closer over towards power.
Danger close at the minute. Nades on top. Again, the follow-up explosions are good to try and restrict power, but that one does more than just chip damage. The whole roster getting hit heavy by the mortar strike from Alpha, and even Loxy realizes he wants nothing to deal with this. Tries to get away whilst they crash in to clean up onto the down squad. Shots are clean.
Even Maxman would agree that some of the arcs on those nades were better than arcs from One Piece. Unfortunately, APG fall fairly quickly afterwards as Regnum Karya continue to put on the pain. They're going to try and get themselves back up on their feet. A bit of triage coming through from Reefus.
Mernat that had the quick intuition to make the backstab here as well. It's a good tag, bit of an opening knock to give them some room to play with, but do they want to run the risk of over-egging the pudding on this one? Letting the infighting continue between Regnum Karya and Alpha. It only benefits them at the minute.
Yangon Galacticos can cleanly clear out both teams in Regnum Karya and APG. It's a massive result for them. Moana even getting involved alongside with Alva from Alter Ego, who are still up and kicking, and a massive long-range shot over towards Loxy makes Regnum Karya all the more uncomfortable, and another nade over the top will do the justice from APG.
Good steal-aways from Moana, but Alpha, even with this trial and tribulation of a fight that they've had going on for quite some time, they're able to keep all 4 players alive, and you can see that they're taking the fight to these other squads now. The DRX pulling up. Oh, Maria arrives and instantly hits from the sidelines. Goodbye, Reefus.
Top now in an uncomfortable position. Mernat could even peek over the top, but looks like he's going to send back up towards the rest of the team, realizing that things are about to look not so pretty on the eastern side of the map.
Nades on target. Good connections here. Softening up DRX. It's been huge from Alpha, but they're about to be crashed on up close and personal. If they can handle DRX, they could push themselves up towards that match point. Enter the smash zone alongside Yangon. Doc, good with the moves. Hits the first, but look who's here. It's Mernat. Peeking in over the ridge, looking to clean up on this one. As DRX go down, they are handled by Alpha, but the nades are still rolling on through.
And APG will hit match point on this game, prepping themselves for the next. If Yangon cannot finish this one out, nades over the top, it's a long one over towards top, and it hits pretty.
Mernat is looking magical with these nades, making Alpha disappear before his eyes, and now he wants to split them in half like a bad magician. Pushes up with Big Papa Pump. Unload, but it's a miss. Uncomfortable as they lose a player. One goes down. Mernat removed, but Yangon live on.
Mernat, who had been such a force in this game, to lose him of what felt like a botched engagement. Not able even to pull the trigger. We saw the reticle over the top of top. Dear, dear me.
Yangon instantly on the move. Rotation from fight to fight. Hearts must be pounding in their chests right now. It's T24. The 4 Fripes representative trapped just apart from the Alter Ego duo and that last man, Redox, that's been causing curveballs for some of our teams here as a solo.
Yeah, Redox just does not slow down inside of Ruins. The area around him broken and fragmented. Redox's spirit unharmed. Romeo, another nade over the top to T24, and it is on target, surprisingly. Somehow, T24 is able to sidestep it, or at least side crawl it.
I am shocked that he's been able to stay alive off the back of that one. Looked like it was a hell of a slam dunk from Yangon. T24 keeps his head clean, tucks down, tries to stay out of dodge with Redox. Similarly, just slowly crawling around, trying to find some semblance of cover to work with. Still good amounts of utility to work with, though, over on the side of Yangon. He casts another nade back in, and more chip damage follows through.
Weibo, 105 points at the moment. 4 players alive. One of the big hitters here over in the playoffs. They needed a big chicken dinner on this one if they want to get themselves over towards match point. No elims yet. Means it might be quite difficult. It's 13 eliminations, I believe, that they'd need on this game.
There is never a second where Yangon are not looking for the next opportunity to fight. Oh my, fire flux. Seems like the fire's going to be going out off the damage done from Yangon, but they at least reply for a single knock back onto them. It's Saycloud with very little HP to play with here. He goes down. They lose another man, down to just the duo now. Romeo and Smile is all that remains for the team.
Trying to clear out as much of this southeast side. I think they understood that as soon as they took down APG, they lost one of their key players in Murnat. Looking for some more eliminations on this game. It will be hard to win this one with just the two players. Weibo looking so formidable down towards that south side, not to mention Thunder Talks and E-Arena still living at large. Sighting going down to Ida's players.
Ida being able to put the Bazone to good use. A bit of a push-up on the reshuffle round here. Still looking to confirm onto T24. Obviously, his position was compromised quite some time ago. Smile could lose his teeth off the back of that. And there's other squads that could dive onto you the second they see weakness here.
Smile's got to move forward, man. Drops the smokes. The Blues pushing him in. Shots coming through, I imagine, from Alter Ego. Currently still in ruins. Keeping Yangon on just the one. Will finally take down Redox. Just one man alive now in Romeo. Not a love story on this game. There's been plenty of bouts between these teams. Zyol, 6 elims on this match. I mean, Alpha Gaming put up a real result here.
Alpha on the move up. T24 could have a position to actually backstab onto that, cause some issues. That's when you can still take the fight if you're Romeo in a spot like this. And remember, it's not just about trying to close it out with the smash rule. You could still just look to gain additional points for the side, make the differential even further. They could just win it on the long con. Even if it goes all the way to game 6, as long as they're in that top spot, they're going to be happy and walk away crowned.
Yeah, the big thing here is that Yangon just really hasn't changed up their play style, and Yangon will go out. No chance at a chicken dinner, a surprise one at that with a one player as we play on. For Weibo, they're looking for as many points as possible. A truly gigantic game needed, but they're in good position to make it happen.
You saw the frustration as well, how focused Romeo was. The slam of the fist down onto the desk. But the brawl in the lobby continues. Alva could not withstand the might of T24. 4 thrives. Even when it's just a solo, they cause issues. Ida being hit heavy as well. Thinning the herd now.
E-Arena looking up. Weibo took a big hit there up towards He. Not quite down just yet though, but he's on life support. Control this ridge side. E-Arena do not have to move as of yet though, but it's Weibo who would love to control this ground.
How good this team's looked. Late circle with them having good manpower, 4 of them still being alive. There's so much that could be done. You get the replay here of the takedown onto Romeo. It was a nice nade from Moana that blew him out of the runnings of ending it right here, right now. So the fight continues. And on our very screens, it's Horra that are being pushed in by Thunder Talks. Quick peeks, more damage done. Jiggle out of commission. Sleepy hit from the side of the arena. Sky looking to handle it all on his lonesome now.
Sky hitting some good shots, but it's E-Arena looking down this way. 18 bullets in the M4. Not a lot of ammunition to take this game further for E-Arena. A nade goes through. Sky's not done yet. But AJ finally put him down there. 4 Thunder Talks down to 2 players. 1 player could be res back up again, but E-Arena keep peeking.
I know there's chances. Seeing if they can grab onto this. Quick peeks in, trying to keep their focus on either side though, with the rotation in for the backline of Weibo. We've got Sook scouting out in the vehicle to get a read on the lay of the land as well, but not overextending too far. He can still get back to the squad.
Unfortunately, for Weibo now, there is just not enough players in the lobby to even get the eliminations that they need to hit a match point. So a good game from Weibo to catch up, but you're still opening the door now for APG and Yangon in that next game. But I respect that Weibo was more looking here for a strong game. They didn't over-egg the pudding. They didn't push too far out. They're just trying to catch up. And this is a difficult scenario a lot of teams get themselves into, is to play scared, to play under pressure and make mistakes in these final moments. But Weibo's playing it calm. They know that even a podium finish is fantastic for them here in the playoffs.
And it's no guarantee, even with those two teams being in the smash zone, that they will just end it early. So for Weibo, walking away with another chicken dinner and getting as close to the margin as possible, it would be unreal to set them up for an opportunity to be another horse in that race.
There's absolutely time for this team. Tony K continuing to send shots, bringing down towards E-Arena's position. Get further towards this end game. Team Secret been very quiet over towards the castle. They'll have to leave those ramparts soon.
Undertalks in the arena, that's been what's taking so much of the attention. But for Weibo, is it finally time to go? They've got the vehicles to work with. Focus back over from Joker. He's a man that's done so much time and time again for this team. He's got backup and the nades are raining over. Chip damage in from Order, looking for the prime on the follow-ups as well. Mormon got to cast further back, find any kind of cover to play with here, top himself up. Order taking a bit of chip damage of his own though. Low at the minute, hops in the vehicle, playing with his mates.
Team Secret sent the soldiers out the drawbridge. But let's see if Weibo can draw this fight to an end, or will it be E-Arena standing tall over the top? A lot of damage going through. 33Z has to back this off. Sakura just trying to give that information back, but Team Secret gets ever closer to Weibo. Sook's able to run down T24. Sakura is directly in the sightlines. What is this?
Oh, Sakura! He saw the opportunity to crash with the bonnet and shut down Order, but the damage is coming back from Sook, up close and personal. They go for the commit, but it doesn't work how they wanted it to. It's fragmented either squad, yes, but no one's walked away the winner yet.
Weibo needs to quickly get back up on their feet. They're healing right now. Order being dropped back up into position. Sook makes a quick swing by, adrift, but it is Tony K to stay alive. Two nades that could be dastardly, and Team Secret yet to make a mark on this engagement.
So closely grouped, the difference of that nade being on target could be incredibly influential for him. One left to play with. They're starting to spread themselves out. Good decision making. Pulls out the primary. Bullets down range. Connections are clean. But 33Z tries to zip back in from the side.
A fight on two fronts, but now Team Secret has to take the fight over towards Thunder Talks, who have stormed the castle.
And the siege looks good so far. But the problem is, Secret clash back. The thunder is gone, and Weibo is here, trying to keep this intensity going whilst they know that Secret are weakened, and they are finding what they need.
Inside the church, the bars on the window, a prison cell for Team Secret as more bullets rain through. Tony K, the final player now here for E-Arena, but Weibo looking to finish strong.
Inches away from another chicken dinner, and Order looks to command respect, runs in with the DBS, fires out the shots, the paranoia kicking in, and E-Arena are going down as Weibo stands strong in the lobby and in the arena. This team is back for blood and proving that they've still got the fight in them.
Weibo, once again, what a win from them. They are not giving up today. It has been a gigantic performance from them, and they are catching up. These teams in the front better breathe heavy right now from them. As we play on. For Weibo, they're looking for as many points as possible. And Turning on,
Marking in and runs in with the DBS. Fires out the shots. The paranoia kicking Bobby, and in the arena, this team